So just within the last couple of days, I had two separate people come to me and ask me if I repair these Sony climate control panels. Now these are out of the Edge, the Taurus, and the Explorer, and this is just specifically the Sony non-physical button climate controls that we're going to be talking about today. And both people kind of mentioned like, hey, have you seen the prices of these things lately? And I'm like, no, I have not. And sure enough, I looked it up on eBay, and these things are averaging $500, sometimes six, sometimes seven. And so, yeah, definitely worth repairing if we can. So I'm not talking about blend door problems or the APIM module problems with the touchscreen, just specifically these non-contact, non-physical touch buttons. This one has the fan plus touch sensor messed up to where the customer says it's like permanently stuck on. So as soon as you start the vehicle, you hear the little chime when you touch a button, you get a little chime through the radio, a little bonk noise. So it's just continuously bonking, and then of course it makes it hard to for it to register any other buttons because this button is stuck on, and it kind of makes the climate control unusable. I think you can still make some changes, but it's not good. So today we're going to see if we can do something with this. Using the Hacko FR300, I have solder sucked the 4 pins that hold that volume rotary encoder on, so now I can split the halves apart. There probably is a way to snap this off so you don't have to desolder those 4 pins, but I don't want to take any chances on breaking this, so that's why I just removed the solder points just to remove the whole assembly. So now we can get down to the touch sensor layer. I have already wired up some test leads, soldered them to some test points on the chip that I believe has given us the problem, and that is, let me zoom in here. So each touchpad has a chip. The part number on the chip is B2PE. And doing a little Googling, it looks like it is a TS100 Touchcell, and they don't exist. Nobody seems to sell this exact pinout. I can find some similar touch chips on like DigiKey and things like that, but even AliExpress, nothing. I can't find anything available to the public. So I don't know if Ford has a lockdown on this number or what. I even sent an email to this manufacturer. Their email somewhere in here. I don't know. I didn't get anything back. They just ghosted me. Anyways, here's the chip. I don't know why this datasheet doesn't have a really good pinout diagram, but anyways, it's very simple. Runs on 5 volts. It has a ground and it has an output. And then the touch side we don't care about. That side's fine. So when it senses a touch, it sends out 5 volts. Well, 4.5 actually, but whatever. It's just a simple, basically an on-off switch. It senses touch, it sends out 5 volts. When it doesn't sense touch, it doesn't send out 5 volts. So here I've hooked up the multimeter to the output of a good touch cell chip combination. And you'll see when I touch my finger on the touchpad button here, we get 4.6 volts. I can actually touch it on the backside too, and it does the same. So that is an example of a working chip. Now, the one that the customer is complaining about is the Fan Speed Plus, which is this one right here. So I'm going to move the test leads over to this. And these two chips share the same power. These are in groups of 3. Not that this really matters for what we're doing, but they're set up in groups of 3. The manufacturer calls it strobe mode, but it's just another word for multiplexing. I think I'm saying that right. Anyways, where they time, they're sequencing groups of chips in a certain amount of time, so that way you can carry more data through fewer lines. Anyways, I'm probably explaining it wrong. It doesn't matter. Anyways, as you can see, we're now hooked up to the fan plus touch cell, and it's stuck at 4.6 volts. It is stuck on, and that is exactly what the customer said. It was just continuously beeping, continuously trying to fan up. And you see, it makes no difference if I touch it or do anything with it. It's just stuck on. So verified, we got a bad touch cell chip. Okay, that was kind of strange. As I was fiddling with it, it unlocked itself, and then it got stuck again. See, now it's stuck again. But if I kind of fiddle with it a bit, it kind of momentarily worked correct briefly. We're just going to call that chip intermittent, but we got to do something about that. See, now it's stuck. Yep, no, now it just fixed itself. So if I touch it, will it turn back on? Yes. And it's stuck again. Okay. Maybe it is an input problem. I don't know. I think the next thing to do is replace that chip. Yeah, now it's working again. Weird. And now it's stuck. All right. Okay, it's back. Back stuck again. Anyways, for today, now proper way to fix this is to replace the chip. I don't have one, and I can't find new replacements with a compatible pinout. So the way it is right now is pretty much unusable because it's constantly trying to click that button for you. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to remove that chip so it will at least allow you to use the rest of the buttons and use the rest of the control. And then she will still be able to access the fan control through both the touch screen on the radio and also through the instrument cluster. There's also a fan control. So actually, no one's really going to miss that button for a little while until she can get a replacement or until I can get new chips. So let's go ahead and pull that chip. Now, normally, for a chip like this, I would just hit it with hot air. But we can't do that because this is plastic and I don't want a melted mess on the other side of the chip. It would probably just melt a hole right through it if I tried to use hot air. So we'll have to pluck this off. I'm going to try to come at it at each side with a soldering iron. I'm just going to get in there quick and pull it off, and it shouldn't have a whole lot of heat there to disturb the plastic. So let's try that. The intermittent touch sense chip is removed, and there it is. And now I've just wired up for the hazard touch cell just to make sure that's working. The customer did say there was something up with the hazard button not working. It is working now. I think it may have just been a symptom of this being stuck because of the multiplexing. They may have shared the same channel, and maybe there's an overlap in time as they sequenced. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think it may have just been on the same channel, and they were within sequence of each other as they were sequencing. Because the touch cell on this one seems to be okay. It's not intermittent or anything. It works every time I push it. So as you see, it's 0.3 volts as its off state, and then there's the 4.5 or 4.6 when I touch it. And same when I touch the face, the part you're actually supposed to touch. So that's working fine. So thank you for watching today's video. If I didn't make a whole lot of sense, I apologize. I've been fighting a cold. That's just the Sudafed talking. So we were not able to properly fix this today. I will be able to fix it once I get my hands on these B2PE chips, which I do have some on the way. So today I can't fix it properly, but at least I was able to get the functionality back by removing that chip that was stuck on, so the rest of the control panel will work. and they'll be able to adjust the fan speed through the touch screen. So they'll have their functionality back, and I'll be able to fix it properly once I get these parts, well, the chips, the B2PE, which the manufacturer calls it a TS100. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.